All right, everyone. We are set here for our fourth match of this quintuple header tonight here in the opening week for the 8th annual Super Smash TV Easy Difficulty Tournament. I'm excited. Let's get that countdown going. Let's get this race started.
All right, here we go. Game number 1 of this best of 5 between CHX42 and Infinite Mystery. All right, Infinite Mystery does not have the Razor Shield manipulation down, so he's just going to have to do it the traditional method. CHX42 doing what he needs to do. He's got the Razor Shield, and there won't be an opportunity for a nuke there. And it is going to be CHX42 with the hole shot here, and a pretty solid time. It is going to be a low 39 for CHX. Infinite Mystery still struggling in the opening room here. Does have a Razor Shield to finish things off, but it is going to be well north of 50.
Yeah, and what runners typically do, you see them consistently get that Razor. There's a manip that you do while the demo plays. You hit start at a certain queue, basically, and it guarantees that Razor.
CHX with
Meanwhile,
some rockets.
CHX taking one out of my playbook here, using those rockets like a pro, and gets rewarded with an orb.
And they both get an orb here in collect power-ups. Now it's about keeping that orb
sizzling
healthy.
time, 117 for CHX.
Anything under 80 seconds is a really, really good time. You're under 75 seconds, you're doing some really good things. Nice rockets there for Infinite Mystery. So eat my shrapnel, 18 of the Mr. Shrapnels to take out. A maximum of 4 can be on the screen at any given point. And you've got, of course, some grunts to take down on top of it. There's some more Vitamin R for Infinite Mystery. Should be able to close out this room with it. And he does. He's got a 152.
Infinite Mystery going to enter in pretty significant lead for CHX here in the early going. 35 seconds into Eat My Shrapnel. CHX out with a 2-minute flat going into Total Carnage, and Mystery got swirled.
Yeah, he did. I mean, that classic swirl, we've seen a lot of people taken in the face with those swirls. So here we are in Total Carnage for CHX. He's got an invulnerability and now a key. Job is to try to keep control of the middle and keep the firing count high. He's not really getting any weapons to help him out, but with CHX's skill abilities, he doesn't really need weapons. It will just help him, expedite the process, but he doesn't need weapons to do an efficient job here.
Right, you are, Cards. You can just watch his firing lanes. They're so good, not wasting any shots at any of these doors. It's like he's seeing into the future, knowing that the shots he's fired will connect, and he's going to turn his attention somewhere else.
And now he's got some Vitamin R here, and he's going to be well under 3 minutes into the bonus room with a 2:54, 2:55-ish time. Infinite Mystery now into Total Carnage.
Yeah, CHX has the entire Total Carnage room as the lead over Infinite Mystery right now. Still chance for Infinite Mystery to PB, though, on this run.
Oh, a big chance he can get a PB here. He's got an orb now, but can he keep it? I mean, his shots have been all over the place, and that usually doesn't bode well when you're trying to get over swarmed by all of these enemies, which is unfortunately what happened to Infinite Mystery, so he drops his orb. CHX now in tank trouble, and he's probably going to get the typical TTTT, but you know what? Doesn't really matter. Again, with his caliber of play, he doesn't really need weapons to help him. I mean, they'd be nice to expedite the room, but CHX's firing lanes are just so good. His movement is so good. He doesn't really need weapons. It's just something that'll help him expedite. He's got a nuke. He's had some okay drops. I've definitely seen better here in tank trouble, but he's playing the arena as you about expected. Smooth, clean, crisp, and with a 4:05, you know what? If he gets under 70 seconds, he could break his own tournament PB.
Yeah, CHX is cruising here right now. I have to wonder, Cards. I wonder if Infinite Mystery is playing with some sort of, like, actual dual stick setup. I've seen so much diagonal fire out of him compared to literally everyone else I've ever seen play this game.
Well, it could be. I mean, it's definitely not against the rules. Maybe not the most ideal way of firing, but it's a valid strat. As CHX gets another spreader, it's a long ways to go. He may be blocked, and he is blocked. 4, 3, 2, 1. Same level 5, and that's too bad because the next weapon ended up being an invulnerability, which would have really been nice with that spreader. But that's the game knows for you, folks.
Yeah, right you are, Cards. Like, that's the perfect setup there. If you can go spreader, invuln over and over again in Mutoid, you are going to shred that guy like nothing.
CHX trying to grab that rocket, but that Mutoid man's like, not in my house. Ho, ho, ho. And he gets a
spreader.
What the heck? If this isn't saying RNG favoring the favorites, I don't know what does. CHX needs another weapon, I swear. If it's another spreader, this game is rigged if it's another spreader. It's not, it's rockets on the feet. So he'll have to finish it up manually. He's got a lobber coming his way. Final form now. Probably won't crack 6 minutes here, but this is still going to be a solid opener for our defending champion. Another spreader, but it's the worst weapon in the final form.
Yep, too late game.
Yep, way too late. The spreader could finish up the job. The lobber certainly will. If they don't, he's going to switch it up just in case. And there it is. It'll be a high 6-0X for CHX, and he takes the first game of this best-of-5 showdown. Infinite
When it
Mystery
comes to
is still in
CHX
tank
Cards,
trouble. When it comes to
you know
CHX,
the old
what
saying.
was that?
Yeah, well, the old saying. Sometimes, what is it that they say? You have to be lucky to be good. With CHX, it feels like the opposite. You have to be good to be lucky.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he plays well. He's got all the experience under his belt. He's the defending champion for a reason. He is going to be he's going to be tough to take down. That's for sure. I mean, 607 is a good time. It's a beatable time, but you really have to be on your game to beat 607 in a race.
Yeah, typically
absolutely.
You want to see like a 615-ish is what I'd like to see out of myself personally, like 615 or better.
Yeah, 6-0X against guys like CHX and Brysolf and Aquas and some of the other top runners like Jacquemus and Tetsuo will win you some races, but if you're going up against these guys, you really are hoping to be in that sub-6 range.
Well, anything sub-6 is entirely up to Mutoid, and
Of course.
thanks for the vote of confidence for me and Tetsuo putting us in the upper echelon. I don't know how accurate that is.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
Tetsuo is in 6th place on the leaderboard, and Jacquemus, you have all the experience in the world, and I know a PB is coming your way. You're due for one, and especially Brysolf and I, we were talking about this. No excuses, Jack. You're getting a PB in this tournament, whether it's during practice or whether it's during an actual race. You're getting a PB.
I'd love to see that.
All right, I'll play the game. I will play the game.
Oh, my goodness gracious. And invulnerability. I mean, this is when it goes bad, it goes bad. And it does look like Infinite Mystery is playing on the US cartridge because you notice the consistent firing from him. You wouldn't see that if you were playing on Japan.
Got the player 2 spreader there. He's not risking doing manuals, I guess. Maybe he's just not used to doing that in his regimen. Then he got some lobbers. And usually with the lobbers, like where you want to hit is like kind of like the thorax area of Mutoid Man.
Yep, that is correct. So right now you've got the lobbers here. I mean, a spreader is the best weapon to have, but that just came way too late for Infinite Mystery to take any kind of opportunity to deal spreader damage. Now, if a spreader comes up here, it's a key. Come on, Mutoid Man. This game is over. Give him some weapons. Well, that is a spreader, but that you can't die for that one either.
No, maybe if you were able to die right away, but still had to wait for the invulnerability to wear out in that case. Just add an injury to insult here as Mutoid
Another
Man.
one. This is nonsensical here. How many spreaders we're seeing in the absolute wrong spot, wrong time that Infinite Mystery can't die for to deal that extra damage. There's another spreader, and again, it's in a bad spot. If he would have taken the death, it surely would have been blocked.
And then that's a good spot for the rockets. You actually do, I don't know what the exponential amount of damage is, but if you do the back of the head, it's exponential. But it was discovered recently that you want to like typically kind of position yourself sort of like when you have a spreader with the rockets and grenades, even because you do like the most exponential damage with those on Mutoid Man.
Yep, that's true.
Good grenade fire there from Infinite Mystery, though. All those grenades hitting the mark. Pretty decent DPS weapon if you're not going for bonus damage, actually.
Yes, it is the second best weapon to have in the final form of the Mutoid Man fight because of that DPS. Rockets do more damage, but the DPS far less. And then, of course, Spreader, the worst weapon in the final form. It is final form.
Oh, Infinite Mystery got lined up for a few bonus damage lobber shots there before popping the final form.
There you go. He's got rockets waiting. Boy, that movement right there. Holy smokes. Infinite Mystery just wanted no part of those rockets. Look at that movement. What the heck? Now he's just
And
cheating.
there we see why.
Yeah, look at he's cheating. He's not moving like Mutoid Man. He's moving like Evil MC. And believe me, I've seen enough Evil MC fights to know what kind of movement he is capable of.
That popped into my mind, cards.
Look at this movement. Are we sure this is like an official card or something? How is he moving like Evil MC? CHX takes game number one.
The speed that the boss moves is based on how long you're in the room. The longer you're in the room, the faster Mutoid or MC will start to move.
Oh, really? That I did not know. I guess I'm used to, quickish Mutoid Man fights. I don't notice that kind of speed, but, that would make sense because the longer something lasts, especially if it's an arcade-style game, the faster it goes.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works from what I've gathered by doing different tasks of the game there. You usually won't see, Mutoid typically move that fast in a speedrun setting, at least in one where you're getting consistent weapon drops and making use of them. But if you're in either of those boss rooms for more than 4 minutes, which in the case of Evil MC definitely happens more often than not, they'll just be flying around the room like they got nitros in those treads or something.
Oh, certainly indeed. Well, we'll see what happens here as we get these runners set up for game number 2. CHX taking that first game rather convincingly. We'll see if Infinite Mystery can clean it up and maybe potentially PB here in game number 2.
All right, I'll go ahead and get these guys set up.
Very good.
Excellent. Cards, I think for Infinite Mystery, it's just have to build up a bit of confidence there. Infinite Mystery, a little hesitant to go towards the center of the room a lot of the time, seemingly hanging out on the corners using diagonal fire. And while that's a strategy that can keep you alive, you need to be in the middle and be very aggressive to get a really fast time throughout the arenas.
Yes, you're correct about that, Jack. You got to be quick, you got to be efficient, and you got to be brave sometimes. Sometimes you got to make some goofy moves, to keep that orb nice and healthy or to keep your kill count high. But sometimes you got to be aggressive in order to turn in some swell times here. We'll see what happens here in game number 2. They both have their Razor Shield here in game number 2.
Yes, they do. Mystery either not knowing or not using the Razor Shield manipulation, but did get one as a secondary drop here.
Yes, indeed. And utilizing grenades here, not a move that runners would typically do, but CHX, that was not the end of the room for Infinite Mystery. And then he gets a smart bomb on the foot just to add even more insult to injury. And CHX is going to, again, have a massive lead going into collect power-ups. It's going to be well over 50. It's actually going to be, I think, even higher than it was in game number 1. Spreader to start out here for CHX here in collect power-ups. And then there's a foot. Another foot, so really nothing to write home about.
Good chance here for Mystery. Early first drop orb.
Can he get to it and keep the orb healthy? He does get to it. But, yep, just put it right into that Mr. Shrapnel there, and you can't even take it out with that orb. That's kind of sad. The orb doesn't even take it out.
Yeah, it'll do 160 damage to Mutoid, but it won't damage anything else. Weird how that works.
It is weird how that works. There's some more rockets. Back-to-back rocket drops for Infinite Mystery here.
And even though CHX doesn't have an orb yet, you know, he's handling the shrapnels very well, and you get the chance. You get plenty of opportunities with all the drops in each shrapnel to get an orb. So we're hoping that he finds one here.
Well, that was
Yeah,
close call there for
CHX
Infinite
grabbing
Mystery.
everything in sight.
All right, he's got the orb intact. He's got 159 going into Eat My Shrapnel. CHX about to finish Eat My Shrapnel. He's got a 205, and he is still orbless, folks.
And Infinite Mystery had an orb earlier. He lost that one as well, unfortunately. But at least he starts with the Razor in this room.
Yeah.
A bit of sabotage for CHX was set up with single orbless rockets in the middle. Gets a spreader on the feet,
Wow,
unfortunately.
that is really unfortunate. I hate to lose a full clip of rockets because of a sabotage like that, but we see it all the time. This game can be ruthless. And finally, 240 in, CHX gets his first orb.
Yeah, orb right on the feet in the center of the room. Doesn't get any better than that. And now a Razor Shield, just in case
Wow, Rich getting
it wasn't
richer
enough.
here. And
And rockets,
by the
why
way,
not?
he's got gore luck as well, because look at his lives counter. He's maxed out. And he's got another one if he really wanted to grab it, but it doesn't affect anything. Once you're at 9 lives, you can't get another one. Look at that. Look at how petty that was. I loved how CHX just ignored that one up because he knew he was maxed out. I love it. That is so petty. I'm for that. That was well played by CHX.
You know, I would be excited if that was like a normal or a hard run with all those lives.
Oh, for sure. Because in that, the difference, by the way, between the two, for those of you who may not see it, obviously with normal and hard, you have the 3 arenas to play instead of just the 1. But the bigger difference is your clips of the weapons that you pick up are reduced to 3/4 the amount in easy percent on normal and to half of the amount on easy percent in hard.
Yeah, that's a huge difference maker to say the least.
Especially
But
in
we're
hard.
playing easy in this tournament. We get to enjoy all the weapon ammunition.
All right, there's a Razor Shield for Infinite Mystery as he's trying to finish off Total Carnage. CHX in tank trouble here. Nice nuke there to give him a breather. Now he's got control of the middle of the room.
Yeah, CHX, one of those rare situations where you see him pinned up in a corner there, but patient play and a timely drop is able to get him back in control. And now here's some rockets, just because why not at this point?
Why not, indeed? I mean, CHX, I mean, this isn't going to be the most glamorous time going into Mutoid Man, but he is nonetheless have the lead with a 427. Infinite Mystery just about ready to finish up Total Carnage himself. He is into the bonus room. He'll be heading towards tank trouble. Let's see what the opening drop's going to be for CHX. A spreader. Jeez. 4 goes the ball buster because of it, and he'll work to try to get that first arm popped off. He'll change it up for the grenades and focus on the gunners now, and unfortunately that's an empty drop. He'll just use the rest of the grenades. Does get a refill on those grenades.
Oh, Infinite Mystery didn't get the question mark.
Yep, that's
CHX is almost getting the perfect drops. He got weapon invuln, just none of those weapons were spreaders other than the one he took in the room.
Yeah, just the wrong order of weapons there, unfortunately. But I mean, at least he's not on world record pace. Then we would really be lamenting that. But nonetheless,
Oh no, yeah.
Yeah, if he was on world record pace, we would definitely be lamenting that fact that he wasn't getting spreaders. He was getting grenades instead of spreaders to change the invulnerabilities. As we got the rib cage exposed now for CHX, but that's an empty drop, so he's gonna have to wait for another drop here. And that's a grenade, a nuke for Infinite Mystery here in tank trouble. And then a dude! He'll be able to get that.
Infinite Mystery up to 7 dudes. Will we see a double 9 dudes?
You never know. Head popped off for CHX as Infinite Mystery can't hold the orb. He was just surrounded by grunts and then gets picked off by a tank bullet as it's final form time now for CHX. He can't be too pleased about this run, and he's not going to grab those grenades either. Oh no. And then he gets run over. Can he get to the lobber, or will he just stay parked there? He's just going to stay parked there. He's not going to get to the lobber either. This has been a horrific run for CHX, but if you're going to have these kind of runs, you do it in the first round.
Oh,
Yeah, you say
absolutely.
you say horrific run, but he's still probably going to get out of here under 650. I
Oh,
mean,
he's going to get
not
out of here
not
under
a
650.
CHX time, not a CHX time, mind you,
No,
but good enough to win a lot of races.
Now, it wouldn't be good enough against the top echelon of runners. He would probably have lost this game under normal circumstances. But look at this. Infinite Mystery has a 643 starting the Mutoy Man fight. If he plays well and gets good drops, he could PB easily.
Yeah, absolutely, Cards. Definitely rooting for him to get some fortune going his way after the last Mutoid Man fight he had took over 5 minutes. And that first drop key definitely not going to help.
Wow, come on, game. And he still doesn't have any of the gunners off yet. He's now got a lobber, which should help. They do get him off. Now if he can just get to a safe part of the screen, land a lot of shots here, get some arms popped off here, do a lot of damage here, he definitely has a chance to get that PB here. More lobbers, but then runs right into Mutoy Man. Gets a spreader. Now can he do it?
Here we go. This could be interesting.
He's in the wrong spot, though. He's in the wrong spot. Maybe he doesn't know about the extra damage here. He should. I mean, this has been a strat that we've known for years, but didn't take advantage of it. Now,
maybe got a little nervous because the invulnerability was flickering red and it was going to run out soon.
Oh, that could be. Well, he's looking for some kind of weapon. That'll help.
Gotta say, he has pretty impressive lobs. Really impressed by that.
Yeah, his lobber shots have been good. They haven't been spectacular, but they've been pretty good. Unfortunately, he's out, and now he's got a key. Need a weapon, game. Need a weapon. That'll do.
So in order to PB, he would need to be 952.
I believe you're correct about that. And so far, he's on a decent pace, but that's another key. Stop it with the keys, game. You're killing me.
We're not going to the Pleasure Dome.
Yeah, there's no Pleasure Dome in easy percent here. There's a lobber. Can he get to it? No.
And Mutoid's just going to park on it to kill any dreams of picking it up after
he wasn't going to
respawning.
pick it up anyways, but if he still had a chance to pick it up, that would have quaffed it.
Should be able to get this one, though.
Yeah, he'll get this lobber here, and he'll go to the top. But look at this. Mutoid Man is following him, and because of that, he's missing all the shots.
Yeah, what you do in that situation is you want to bank the shots off the upper wall in the arena. So, Mystery, if you're watching this back later, there's a hot little tip for you, bud.
Absolutely, and he's just getting surrounded. Every weapon that is spawning has been right where Mutoid Man is. That rocket, the rocket before, the weapon before that. It's like every weapon has been spawning right there. Now he finally can get a weapon here in these grenades. So he's not going to PB here with this run. So he's going to have to do better with the Mutoid Man fights. He's going to have to do better if he wants to beat that PB here. But he's holding his own. He still has those darn laser beams to worry about. This should pop the head. There it is. He's got another lobber refill coming his way.
Yeah, Mystery not bad at hitting that sweet spot with the lobber. Not really banking shots off the upper wall when Mutoid's on the upper half of the arena. There we go. That was half a tongue twister, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? All right, final form now for Infinite Mystery here, and he's looking to get these rockets without getting blasted by the lasers here, and he grabs them very nicely here. Oh, it's an invulnerability. Somehow does not get hit by the shrapnel there. He's going to need one more weapon, unfortunately. That rocket clip ran out, and Mutoid Man is still there. These lobbers, oh my god, he only needed a couple shots. Go figure. Go fly kite, Mutoid Man. So it was a better run there for Infinite Mystery, but still not a PB. CHX up 2-0 in this best of 5. A good chance for CHX to put it away here in game number 3. Again, we'll see if Infinite Mystery can improve on that PB in game number 3.
Would absolutely love to see that. And I'll go ahead and see if these gentlemen are ready.
Of course, coming up is going to be Aquas and Yuriko. That will be the final match of tonight's proceedings.
I may be personally invested in the outcome of that match because the winner will be going on to face me in the second round.
Ooh, absolutely. That is going to be some kind of matchup, and a second round matchup, might I add. So, yeah, you definitely are going to be wanting to be invested in that one. So here we go. Game number 3, CHX taking on Infinite Mystery. CHX not putting together the greatest of second runs, but it will do. As Bryce Olf would always say, survive and advance. That's all you got to do at this point. CHX timing it perfectly. Nice nuke there.
That was perfect. That was perfect
Beautiful
timing.
stuff.
You'd expect nothing less out of the defending champion here, as he's got just under 40 seconds. And Infinite Mystery, this will be a little bit of a better outcome. It's still going to be over 50 seconds. And it's going to be a 53. There's a nuke for CHX. He's looking for better drops than that. He is fishing for an orb, fishing for rockets and spreaders, and just not getting anything. But there's some vitamin R for CHX, a razor shield for Infinite Mystery, more vitamin R now for CHX. He could probably ride those rockets the rest of the way with efficient firing.
Yeah, and when you get another clip on the feet to refill it, absolutely, Cards.
Beautiful. Still 2/3 of a clip left at 121 going into Eat My Shrapnel.
Gotta hand it to you, Jackamus, with your firing lanes with rockets. They're superb.
Absolutely. I mean,
Well, thank you.
Bryce Olf has given you critical acclaim on your rocket firing over the years. I mean, it is true. You have one of the best rocket firing lanes of all the contestants in the tournament.
I appreciate the compliments, gentlemen, but I'm not one of the guys in the race right now.
Well, I know you're not one of the guys in the race right now, but, you know, facts are facts. CHX finishing that room at 2:04. Infinite Mystery now in Eat My Shrapnel. Lost an orb that he picked up. And CHX almost getting run over by that grunt, but he's able to keep control and keep those rockets, because the last thing you want to do is die with a full complement of rockets that you won't be able to use against your opponents. So far, no orb for CHX here in game number 3, but he does get a razor shield.
Yeah, Razor Shield will at least keep the spawn rate going in here. Razor Shield, the best strategy in this room is to just use it as a bulldozer for anything that comes out of that bottom door and focus fire on the other 3.
Oh, definitely. All right, finally an orb at 250 in for CHX. Again, he's not going to be happy about these times here, but he'll be all right. Nuke, is that to end the room? Not quite. He had a few
Pretty
foot
close.
soldiers left. Yep.
Maybe not happy about the time, Cards, but this is a tournament. As much as you'd love to PB or get a new world record, at the end of the day, they don't ask how, they ask how many. Get the W.
Correct. And more keys for Infinite Mystery here in Total Carnage, and then he gets a foot. So he's getting absolutely nothing here in this room to help him take out these enemies. Vitamin R to start for CHX. Now, come on. That doesn't say it. And then a Razor Shield to go with it. RNG favoring the favorites big time. Infinite Mystery does get a rocket drop, though.
Yeah, Infinite Mystery had some pretty good movement in the center of the room there to pick up a couple of drops that unfortunately were, well, just a key, and I think the other one was an invulnerability.
Nice nuke grab there for Infinite Mystery to give him a little bit of a breather here. CHX just pouring it on here with these amazing drops, and has a little bit of rocket to take with him. He's got a 409 going into the Mutoy Man fight, man. These are just absolutely insane performances here that CHX is putting up here. So Mutoy Man fight, gets a spreader, another spreader, but he's gonna, yeah, good job. Look at that. Used the last of the rockets to take down the gunners, and unfortunately got vibrated trying to do manuals with that spreader. And whatever the weapon is, he's sitting on it. Never saw it. It's grenades, though, for CHX.
I love
Mystery into the bonus room now.
I love CHX's awareness with the opening of the room. It's really hectic. You know, trying to like prioritize like what strat you use like right in the beginning of the Mutoid Man fight, depending on the the drop you get going in with the orb.
Ooh, CHX getting some good manuals in with this spreader. Finally gets run over with just a little bit of the clip left, but that was some good manuals there for CHX.
You know, when it comes to manuals, it's all about the right rhythm where you bob and weave in and out and try to match the timing that Mutoid vibrates as you damage him. Just really great play from CHX on that spreader.
Now, that's not easy to do. Very few people can do that effectively.
I can vouch for that. I'm not the
Final
best at
form
him.
now for CHX. He's about ready to wrap up this match here. Missing some shots, but that's because Mutoid Man's movement is all over the place. So that is to be expected, even for top caliber runners to miss like that. There it is. It'll be a low 6-0X for CHX as he wins and completes the sweep 3-0 over InfiniteMystery.
Probably the result that everyone was expecting here, but let's keep cheering InfiniteMystery on here. PB still on the table.
Oh, very much so, but unfortunately he got surprised by that tank and loses those rockets. He does have more rockets waiting for him if he can get to it. He does. Very good. Don't know how much of this room he has left to go, but you're absolutely right. A PB could be on the table here if he has a good Mutoid Man fight.
I like the aggressiveness and just gunning down everything in front of him to get to those rockets in the bottom corner.
Oh, definitely. All right, so 6:41, so he's got about 3 minutes and change to try and get a PB here. It definitely can be done. Needs some good weapons. Maybe needs a spreader, and we'll see how this goes. So there goes the swirl and rockets. Not a bad opener. We can focus on the gunners.
Yeah, for a newer player, or I suppose like a more novice player, perhaps, rockets is definitely a good drop to open up this room. Then you don't have to worry about the gunners while you can focus on damaging the boss down.
Can he get to these rockets in time? He can. So that is some damage, but he'll change it up for the lobbers here, and we'll see how his firing is. His firing has been pretty good, but watch out. He's coming for you. And now he's missing shots because of Mutoid Man being Jerktoid Man. Oh, and then he gets an invulnerability. Come on, we need weapons here. First arm pops off. Spreadered it now for InfiniteMystery. The invulnerability is just about to run out, and he's got a key waiting for him. That's not going to help. Does take the death.
Only that key was a spreader.
Oh, he didn't take the death. That probably would have been better if he did take the death, because he's not going to get to these rockets either.
Yeah, generally in the Mutoid Man room, whenever you don't have a weapon, you want to try to stay as close to the center as possible so you can get whatever drops from the quickest line that you possibly can. Or if you don't have a weapon and you got lives to burn and you're going for a crazy time, just run right into him and maybe you get a spreader to go with your respawn invulnerability.
Oh yeah, I completely agree 100%. There's an invulnerability. Infinite definitely does not know about the strat because he should have pounded those spreaders right into Mutoid to get the maximum amount of damage. So hopefully that's another piece of advice we can give him, because that could definitely help him get a big PB. If he can learn the spreader strat, he could definitely get some big PBs.
Absolutely, Cards. Mystery definitely has the potential. Just needs to learn a couple of the tricks there and focus more on cardinal fire instead of diagonal fire.
I agree with that 100%. All right, he's got the head.
I have been
off.
pretty impressed with his movement. His movement is pretty good, weaving in and out of just the generic swarmers at the very least.
You know what? He still has a chance to PB here. You know, final form is coming up real soon. But then he gets picked off. Oh, that could hurt. We need a good weapon here, game. Come on!
Seen enough keys.
He's not going to unlock a PB for us.
Oh, my word. Spreaders now. This should get us to final form, or at least very close to us. Yeah, this would be the perfect spreader here if you're a runner. You would take that death, get the transfer damage, game over. All right, rockets.
And Mystery's
but-
going to stick with it, though, and Mutoid's just going to slow things down a bit there. Is going to let Mystery pick up the rockets eventually, though.
Very nice. And then he gets a spreader. So it's not going to be, oh, he got picked off by something. The mine, wasn't it?
Shrapnel exploding in the corner.
Oh, was it the
It can be
shrapnel?
very tough to see those shrapnel pieces. They're pretty much the same color as the floor of the arena.
Yep, and then he gets surrounded by the shrapnels again. And he won't be able to get to those grenades either. There's the rockets. This should finish it up for Infinite Mystery. There it is. So definitely his best run of his match, but not quite enough for a PB. Those are just some of the things. If he, you know, the biggest thing is knowing the spreader strat. If he can learn the spreader strat, he's got a big PB coming his way.